Do you like watching me? It's okay.
They don't even know I went to a Porter Robinson concert yesterday. Frown.
Dad, can I have some money for Crazy Bones?
Hello YouTube. The first few minutes of this video are not representative of the entire video, just so you know if you'd like to skip ahead. I'm having fun playing around with video editing and it's entirely up to you if you'd like to enjoy this with me lol. Lol. Also, I'm learning DaVinci Resolve and it's great. I'm about ready to move away from Adobe altogether and learn free possibly open source programs. Resolve's stability and performance is a dream compared to Premiere. I'm so glad I finally decided to try it out. Video editing with 2 screens is also a dream.
One for the playlist, https://www.youtube.com/watch. V equals pkiepsk 37 VQ and ab_channel equals Porter Robinson. Hello Ferson, when is next my summer car? I haven't checked in for a while. Have you still been playing Minecraft? Have you gotten the world record yet? I miss old Forsen feels bad man. Can you play PUBG again? It was so funny watching the entire server chase you while blaring obnoxious memes over voice chat. I hope you haven't been cancelled yet. Anyway, you don't know me. This text-to-speech voice is just an earworm and I wanted to recreate a moment cause it made me giggle and feel nostalgic. Sincerely Tayan Ialatera aka Josh.
Sorry guys, real quick. I just found this text-to-speech generator and I wanted to use it. It's ttstool.com. If you guys watch Millennial Thinker on YouTube, he uses this voice thing. A lot of YouTubers use it. Anyway, bear with me.
This is that one voice.
This is that one voice.
This is that one voice.
Sorry, I'm dumb. Before we start the video, here is a pointless disclaimer. Because I just found this text-to-speech generator that I've been hearing on YouTube for many years. I'm using this as an excuse to try it out. I didn't get any footage LOL. The show was May 17th in Chicago. I had a great time and afterwards I really wanted to reflect on it. Seemed like as good a reason as any to do a video. I really like exploring creative avenues, this is one that I have not been exploring enough.
Need the English guy.
Blah bow bow bop.
Okay, I'll stop wasting your time with this nonsense. It is now time to waste your time with something else. Me talking through an experience, trying to articulate my emotions, something I'm absolute garbage at. Especially if you let me type it out, I'll type paragraphs lol. This is how I try to be understood a lot of the time. Giant walls of text. Anyway lol.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna do a bit of a stream of consciousness, conscious video. I don't do a whole lot of this stuff. I have this camera that I've been wanting to do like a talking head video sort of thing for a long time. I got all this equipment like a year ago, but never got around to it. I'm just gonna sit here, smoke a cigar, and instead of playing Brotato while listening to videos and smoking a cigar, I'm gonna talk. I'm a person of long pauses. Get this bad boy lit. Perhaps adjust this if I can. I can't tilt it anymore. There we go, kind of. Alright, that helped much. Not sure exactly what the video title is, but what I want to talk about is I saw Porter Robinson recently, and that was a big moment for me because it was out in the city. I mean, I go to local shows and stuff like that. It's always been scary for me to go to the city and go to a show on my own. But I lucked out and had a friend that wanted to go too, which was the push that I needed to finally go see Porter. I've been wanting to see him play for like 10 years since Worlds came out. I think one of the first songs I heard by him was Sad Machine, maybe? I wish I could recall exactly. It was probably Sad Machine, and then I fell in love with the rest of the album. What was I saying? It's just like a significant thing for me because, like I said, I go to local shows a lot. They're free local bands, usually. I see big bands live a lot because I swing dance. And that's like a whole thing too. That's something to talk about. Yeah, just really, there was a lot of friction when it came to convincing myself to go see a show because it costs money. It's out in the city. I have to drive far. At least an hour and a half drive, and maybe even further depending on the city. But I live by Chicago. This is gonna be a weird meandering video. That autofocus ain't focusing. It just ain't autofocusing right. I'm smoking an Odyssey Habano. I guess I didn't get the perfect light. I can probably do something about that. Yeah, let's just sit around and talk about life for a little bit. What was I on about? I don't know. My friend wanted to go, so I finally went. But there's usually a lot of friction when it comes to going to see concerts that are far or whatever because they're expensive. Transportation is involved, and I'm like, my car is in pretty good condition right now because I got help from my dad. But usually my car is in disrepair. So I'm like thinking, oh no, my car is it might break down in some remote place. Don't want to deal with that. Also been kind of afraid to go to these places alone. You have to find parking. It's expensive. Yeah, my friend, I mentioned it to my friend, and she wanted to go, and we were like, I don't know, maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't, it costs money. And then one time I was like, man, I'm really thinking about this, I really want to go. And she said, get in, we're going to see Porter. With, what's the word? With an expletive. I'm gonna try not to swear. That'll be really difficult for me. Or maybe it won't. It'll be natural either way. Long pauses. I may end up editing this. So, I think we got the tickets a month or two ahead. And I didn't get myself too excited about it. It's like when I was younger, I'd be like, oh my god, I can't wait, I gotta go. But I didn't even do a whole bunch of like learning the lyrics and stuff, because I've been doing that for years. And it's nice that it's not like the album Cheerleader just came out and I haven't had a chance to listen to everything. But it's like, the further out it is, the more likely I am to know the lyrics of the songs, because I've had more time to listen to it. But anyway, there was like, I don't even know what should I talk about first, because there was mental health stuff that I've been going through for a long time, and like learning about myself and learning to accept myself and just be comfortable in my own skin, so I'd be comfortable to like go places on my own. That's been years and years and years of confronting that. I guess there's like a story behind that story too, or there's a story behind this story I could go on about too. It's like, yeah, just like confronting your fears or something. So the show was at the Salt Shed in Chicago, and I was kind of worried because it was like an outdoor event. I'm like, are the amenities gonna be good? Is there gonna be a whole lot of walking? Are the conditions gonna be miserable? But no, it was good. What was it like? The skies were a bit overcast, and it kind of looked like it might have started raining. My friend she said she wanted it to rain. I'm like, what? You want it to rain during a concert? Okay. But the venue itself was really, really nice. We got there like an hour and a half before the concert started. There was security. We had to stand in line for about 10 minutes going through security. One guy was there checking the size of our bag, and we queuing through the line. Everybody empty your pockets, blah, blah, blah. Whatever other things that we need you to do. So did that. Walked through a metal detector, put the electronics in a tray, passed it through, and then we got into the venue, and I saw, like, when we were getting close, it was like, Goose Island. There's a Goose Island place. Like, can we get a tour? Like, I don't. Goose Island is local to Chicago. like it's brewed here or something like that. And I've heard that there's places you can, at least one place you can go get a tour and do samplings and stuff. I'm like, what? Can we go there? Can we go there first? But I think it was more just like an advertisement thing. The salt shed used to be a Morton Salt warehouse factory or something, and the logo is still on the roof, which was cool. The inside was renovated, and there's like a balcony and all sorts of stuff. Didn't get to explore everything. A lot of the stuff was, I mean, there was indoor stuff like the bathrooms, there's a bar, I think some other things. A lot of it was like closed off VIP area. And then there was another section, it was like bleachers that said ADA. We weren't sure what that was. I just looked it up before, like 30 minutes ago, while I was messing around getting all this equipment. I was like, what was that? It's accommodations for people with disabilities. So we walked in, and there was like a merch stall or whatever, and then they had a food court thing. And there was like good food. There was a vegan, I don't know if it was vegan or what it was. It was like pizza with no meat. It was the only thing my friend was able to eat, and she bought a hoodie, and I just walked around and explored. I found the food court. The amenities were really nice. There was like indoor bathrooms, extra bathrooms outside, water, which I should have drank. I should have drank that water. There was like a food court that had good food. I got a brisket, and it was like I don't know, it was kind of like reasonably priced. Like the beers were, depending on the beer you got, up to $10, and then above that you could get Goose Island stuff, which was like $10 and up, 16-ounce cans, and they had the Beer Hug one there, the two different ones, and those are very high ABV, which can get you into trouble. I think each one was like 15. I got the one that was 15. The mango one was like 9.2% ABV. That was like $18. It was a lot. I guess it's a concert, so I mean that's what you expect. I don't like having this light shine on me while I'm sitting here because people can see me. I don't want to be seen. Is it okay if I don't have the light on? I could mess with the... no, I'm not going to do that. I might be able to improve it in post. Just nosy neighbors or whatever. This isn't I'm in my car, but it's like not the most private thing. There's people walking around and people across the street. I'm not being loud. So, yeah. There was good food there. The morning of, I worked overnight, and I drove home and got White Castle on an empty stomach Don't do that. That was so dumb. I should not have done that. Why did I do that? That was so stupid. The only thing I had in my stomach was coffee and maybe a potato. We're trying to eat healthier and spend less money overall. But yeah, treat yourself. Don't White Castle. Oh my God, I was worried about a lot of things because like the Chicago Drum Show was this weekend, and I totally missed that. The show was yesterday. The drum show was Saturday and Sunday. Oh, almost went out. I wanted to be there because Timothy Roberts, he's a independent cymbalsmith. He was going to be there, and I wanted to, hit a few of his cymbals with a drumstick, and maybe catch his. I guess he was doing something. It just didn't work out. I didn't need any more temptation to buy another cymbal. I bought a lot of cymbals. Anyway. So the food was good. We sat there, ate chips. Oh, don't go to White Castle. I was gassy too. It was like super uncomfortable. I had to pee like 5 times while I was there, which, I mean, I don't think has much to do with it, but I was worried about, like, can we bring water bottles? Are they going to charge so much for water? And then I forgot about the water because I started drinking beer. But there is, like, free water there. Or at least there was when I went. And there were benches, and you could see the river. There was a river right next to it, which was beautiful until you saw the concrete jungle, like, right behind it. And there was a kayaking place right next to the salt shed. That was cool. I was expecting the place to feel much bigger. I'm just like going over every single little detail. There's this girl on YouTube that does that. She talks about Star Wars. I can never remember her name, but if you look up Star Wars Hotel something or other, you can find her. She goes to theme parks and just goes into great detail about the experience, which, I'm not interested in hardly anything that she talks about, but it's just really fun listening to her talk about it because she just goes into so much detail. You'd be sitting there listening and like, oh yeah, if I ever went on a vacation, which I never will, to Disneyland or something. Well, never say never. I don't see myself going on any fancy vacations in a long time. I was just said they're like, oh yeah, I would have never considered that in this thing that I have no interest in, other than that this girl's talking about it. That was fun. No, it's not lit. evenly. Gosh darn it. Hello, neighbor. I want you to be lit evenly. It's a little better. So there were some benches overlooking the river, and we sat there for a while. That was fun. I was showing my friend some of those PBS remix videos of like Mr. Rogers and some other people. That's some of my favorite things is remixes of people just talking, like Songify This, Shmoyoho, Bad Lip Reading. There's another guy, there's a song called Strangerous that I really, really, really like. Oh man, it was windy out, so I don't think I was too much of a menace, because for a good portion of the event I was gassy, and that's fucking embarrassing. But it was windy, so we're good. It's one of those things like I get like that I get into my head about. The show started, there was like this screen, and I was surprised, like, I guess how high fidelity it was, and then some less high fidelity screens on the sides where they were like pointing at the musicians. Frost Children played first. I was like vaguely aware of them, but I had to look them up because I think I only looked them up once when I was like, who's this that's on this track with Porter Robinson? And I guess I didn't look too much into it beyond that. I wasn't like, it wasn't my thing. It's like, it's adjacent to my thing, so I think I liked a song or two. I've got a can of Alani here that I don't want to drink because it's going to kill my taste buds. Are we still recording? Looks like we're still recording. That's good. 26 minutes. Almost 27. They played, that was cool. People were jumping, and I'm happy other people got to enjoy it that were excited about it. And I was like, man, I want to see Porter. I want to see Porter. When I first got there, I got a beer and I was drinking it. I can't remember if I had 2 or 3 beers, but by the end of it, it was high ABV and 16 ounce cans. I didn't get super drunk. I guess I got lit enough that maybe I had less inhibitions about being around people, but the crowd didn't bother me. We were talking about it on the way there, like, are we gonna drink? If I drink, is that gonna make you feel pressured for you to drink? And I shouldn't drink that much anyway, she said, because she said she still had to drive home. I drove to her house and then we carpooled, which alleviated a lot of anxiety for me, like finding parking and stuff like that. And also finding a bathroom in Chicago. We ended up going to a Dick's Sporting Goods so I could use the bathroom while we were walking there. The parking for the salt shed parking was like $40, I guess. So we did the walk from a parking garage. Which is okay. It was nice. Like, walking is nice. Walking and talking with good company, that was nice. And I guess I should mention, like, I haven't been in a relationship for like 10 years. And I don't know if it was 10 years. It's approaching 10 years. It's nice to slowly be finding good people again. And, like, there's a lot to say about that. Because I've dealt with a lot of people that were just, like, a lot of girls that are just toxic and made it hard to trust any of them. Like just a lot of people all in the same place, I guess. And also just like people being passerbys and not really committing to anything. Not like romantically, but like just having a normal friendship. So I've been saying to myself for a long time, like, I'm not even going to think about a relationship until I can find some good people that are good for me. Like, I need to know what a good friendship is again first. It's been a journey. But yeah, it wasn't like anything romantic, but just good company. Why am I even saying this? Yeah, well, it was a good feeling to, like, I remember when I was younger going to concerts with girlfriends and, like, you'd be like, I don't even know what you call it, the cuddle position or whatever, while watching a show. And I actually, I kind of forgot about that. I don't really see people doing that a whole lot. And if I do, I just kind of like, okay, cool, whatever. It's like, you know, I like the mutual experience of, like, us being there. I wasn't, during the show, I wasn't paying, like, a huge amount of attention to her. Just, like, you know, making sure she didn't get kidnapped or nothing. Like, outside of the bathroom breaks. I don't like being seen. I'm sorry, but I gotta do this. Maybe I can do a backlight sort of thing. Something that'll help me psychologically without it being too much. I don't know. I'm just kind of out in public a little bit right now, too much. Want some blinds. I gotta have the window cracked because I'm smoking. How do I put it? Yeah, it was just like, it was a nice chill experience. We were like, we stuck together. I thought for sure, like, Porter eventually started playing, and the music obviously came on. What am I trying to say? I thought I was going to get really emotional during the show, and I did a few times, but I wasn't, like, bawling my eyes out a whole lot. But it was really, I don't know how, it was calming, soothing, lethargic. It was a sense of connection I was feeling that, I had an idea of watching live videos over the years of him playing with like an entire crowd singing to his music or singing along, bouncing around. There was a lot of the hand thing and jumping, and I didn't do a whole lot of jumping until later. Like I was getting more relaxed over time, I guess, or less reserved over time. I think the show was about 2.5 hours. I could talk about a lot of things. I don't know what the word is. It's just really important to me, the experience, and it didn't feel, I didn't make it out to be more than it was, or being like this huge transcendental thing. I didn't hype myself up about it or anything, as I would have when I was younger. I just, I enjoyed it, and it was just nice, like, looking around, just a sea of people all enjoying the same music. I think I kind of like, Porter as a person. I don't think I'll ever meet him or have a conversation with him, because, there's a million people out there who would love that, and he's just one person. It's nice that we have podcasts and interviews and stuff. Not to be like super parasocial or anything, but like, I've been a fan for 10 years, and I guess I know small details about him and connect to him through his music, especially with Nurture. He's like Worlds. I like the lyric wise. How do I explain it? It's just like, what is the word? Nebulous, or just like big ideas, words, fantastical things with huge implications that may not mean anything at all but sound cool. Nurture was more like, one of my favorite songs from Nurture is Mirror, because it talks about his journey as a musician, wondering if he'll ever, like, being in a period of growth, wondering if he'll ever end up being able to write music again, and imposter syndrome, stuff like that. I haven't thought about that in a long time. And Cheerleader is a lot of good energy too. My favorite song off that one, that's overall, like, maybe, like, I'm not huge into pop. I think it's like hyper pop. But Is There Really No Happiness and Russian Roulette, those two, I adore those songs. They're like, the certain songs that stick out. I don't think there's any bad songs. But for me, it was like, it's like almost 10 years of history being a fan. I kind of wish he did Fellow Feeling with the breakdown. I'll always be sad that I didn't see the World's Tour or the Nurture Tour. But I really like how now he's got a band, and a lot of the songs have been a little bit remixed, re-instrumentalized, and it kept it fresh. It keeps things fresh, I guess, especially for people that have been going and seeing him a lot. It's like a nice reframing. I really love the remixes, and he went from like electronic music to he learned piano and maybe a little guitar to like almost like rock guitars, and I also really like that there was a live drummer, and I'm kind of curious. I'm always a little curious, like I mean, it looked like it was mic'd up and everything, but I learned that cymbals and the drums and whatever can be there for show, and the backing tracks and all that. So I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't really I spent a lot of time connecting to the music and looking at the board, the background art. Not so much the band or even Porter. This is their vibing, connecting to the music. That was so fun. I wish I could remember exactly what song made me cry. It was probably Divinity. At one point, I just stood there, closed my eyes, and enjoyed the atmosphere until another big moment happened, and everyone started jumping. I'm jumping with them towards the end, and enjoying the hell out of it. I thought I was gonna cry during Russian Roulette, but I wanna see my mom one more time. That part. Changed the lyrics up a little bit, and I couldn't remember what the lyrics were, so I couldn't remember the lyrics. Dang it. Oh, I'm looking at my phone right now, I'm sorry. Yeah, the big takeaway for me was like I really enjoyed the experience of being in a crowd. I don't know how many people were there. It was probably hundreds, if not 1,000. And just like looking around, seeing the hands and the crowd in unison singing. And I got to let loose and belt out all those songs that I've sang along to in my car over the years, or in the basement singing along, learning the lyrics. I'm trying to think of what other bands there'd be some other bands that I'd love to see and I would thoroughly enjoy, like Tool. I saw Memphis May Fire a long time ago when I was like 18, 19, 20-ish, somewhere around there. I don't know if they play their old songs anymore or the Word Alive. I'm trying to think it doesn't matter. There's a lot of bands that I know a lot of the songs for. And I think I knew the lyrics for Porter's set, which was like 3 sets of like 75% of the songs, and I could kind of like pretend to know the lyrics. I knew the melodies to a lot of the songs. And again, Smile, that album I knew the least of. I don't know what else to say, what went wrong was I didn't drink enough water. And I was like thinking to myself, like, I really wanted to do this video. I'm like, what can I say? I'm like, one thing Porter could have done better is I don't think he reminded us to drink water enough. I drank too much. And I was super dehydrated. I only got like 4 hours of sleep because after eating White Castle, I kept waking up to heartburn. And like that morning it was fine, but it was just 4 hours of sleep. So once it was over, we walked back to the car and I just passed out. And I got to my car. I had to drive to work, so I drove almost to work and slept at a truck stop. And then one of the guys had to call me and wake me up because, well, I wasn't at work. I had my schedule adjusted so I'd come in 2 hours later than I normally would. Oh, and I couldn't find my wallet before the morning of. I eventually found it, but that was stressing me out. I was like, I was so ready to go to bed that morning. So ready. I was scared, like, if, I would need my ID or whatever when I got there. I was like, oh, of course I need an ID to drink. I probably shouldn't have drank. Because, like, after that, oh my god, I was so dehydrated. I was, like, miserable for my shift. So dehydrated. Guys, you gotta drink water. You gotta drink. In fact, okay, I hope I didn't lose a whole lot, but I was talking. The stupid camera ended the video on its own. Dick. Well, I do have backup audio. Ha, nice, because I got this going and that going. That's actually amazing. Yeah, you drink water. Oh my god, I was miserable. And I don't know if it was like most, if it was like a hangover because I was dehydrated, sort of thing. I think that's what it was. But other than that, like, most of the crying happened when I was listening to the music at work. As it added, um, just added more context. There's like, I, I always had this, like, I could kind of picture that sort of moment of being in the crowd and, like, in videos, hearing the crowd, but actually being there, it being real, makes it hit so much harder. It's just like so nice to be able to connect with people like that, even though, like, I didn't really talk to many people or make any friends. Just kind of stuck to myself and the friend I came with. But I think, yeah, it just like adds that extra little bit of context that makes it feel more real. And also, I mean, I guess I could get personal here, but like, I've also recently, like, I struggle with addiction, so sometimes I drink too much. I used to smoke literally every day. And I'd watch a lot of porn and be like, sometimes a lot, sometimes a little. It's like, when I was younger, it was like multiple times a day. Then I got it down to like maybe once a day. And thank God, like, recently, I think I went like, I think the longest I can remember that I've gone is like a week. But this past week or two, I mean, this is not to be weird, but I've slowed it down a whole lot, and I feel like these different things prevent me from feeling a full range of emotion. So I think that had something to do with it. But it doesn't always, it doesn't feel like a huge change. It's subtle. Because your body's just returning to a natural state. It's just the lack of feeling miserable, like having no energy. It's just the lack of having the side effects of those things. And like, the better, if you treat your body really good, it's like you don't need any of that. Like, you just feel a natural high all the time. So, yeah, I recommend treating your body well. It's a good feeling. It's lethargic. It's nice to cry. I don't do that a whole lot. I feel like, I have this skill I've developed where people say I have a thick skin, but I used to withhold emotions a lot. Like, I was very quiet and reserved. Oh, she got me this shirt. That was very kind of her. Thank you. It was like $40. I wouldn't have spent the money, but that was very kind of her. Instead, I spent the money on beer. And I was like, I don't really want to be drunk for this. Like, I want to experience it. And I didn't get drunk. But, like, I had one beer, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm out of beer, so I gotta go get another. I should have just went and got water. I'm just really glad it happened, because I think now I'm going to be feeling a bit more confident about going to these places, even if I can't find someone to go with me. So I think it's like, there's certain things, like, once you do it once, it's going to be okay. And it's worth the risk. Within reason. Like, be responsible with your money and whatever. I don't want to start going to concerts too much. I mean, I already do that. Like, I go out a lot socially with the local music scene. So, yeah, this was a big thing for me. I don't know if I have much more to say. I've been talking for an hour. I have to pee. Maybe I'll play some Brotato now. Alright, I'm done. Peace.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah. Actually, for real though, if you have a question you'd like for me to try to answer in a video, drop it in the comments below. That would be, rad. It would help with motivation to make more videos and to work on other creative stuff like music even more than I do now, instead of play video games. I understand motivation has to be an internal thing, and I'll always be working on improving in that regard. It will be rad for others to get a little involved though. Anyway, have a nice day. I enjoyed making this video. We should do this again sometime. Peace out.